Louisiana beer reviews as recorded at Airline Motors restaurant in LaPlace, Louisiana. Airline Motors first opened in 1939 as a Chevrolet dealership on Airline Highway US 61. Therefore, it was called Airline Motors. There was a conflict that developed between the car dealership and the owner, so he got angry and turned it into a sandwich shop and later a restaurant and a car repair. So that's why it's a restaurant with an odd name, Airline Motors. Anyway, today we're trying Coors Light on draft. I've never had, from my recollection, Coors Light on draft. And I noticed that they had it here on draft, and I thought, okay, I did a bottle review. Let's see what it's like on draft, if there's any real difference. Bottle being pasteurized, the draft version unpasteurized. Now, I've asked the lady to pour it with a thick head. She put a little bit of a head on it. I think if she'd really jetted it straight down, it'd have made a thicker white head. But you know, bartenders are trained to tilt the glass. Okay, so we get a clear straw appearance with a pretty good amount of bubbles. She just poured it about 2 minutes ago. Let's go with the aroma. Okay. It's faint, as you would expect with a light beer, but you pick up some sweet malts and other grains, which that's the corn, maybe a little bit of hops. Not that different from the bottle version, really, to be honest. Let's go with the flavor. That's probably where the difference is going to be, if there is one. If there's a difference, it's going to be minimal, but I do find that it's sweet, it's very malty. You pick up the malt, the grain, a little bit of that corn. Yes, and we have something coming in just a minute. I'm going to talk about these mushrooms, and they were just prepared. The owner wanted me to showcase these mushrooms, which are apparently one of the draws to this restaurant. So it's sweet, you get an underlying breadiness. You know, this beer is so lightly toasted, it's so pale. And the body is light, but it's not super light. It's not as light as you would imagine. It does have some body to it. And that's what I like about Coors Light. It has body. It does have character. The finish naturally is dry, but it's not as dry as Bud Light or Michelob Ultra, and those two light beers have their own positive characteristics, not to disparage those. I'm just saying it does have, this is not as dry as those. It's clean, it's refreshing, and of course the drinkability is super high. That's why Coors Light is one of the top 4 beers in the United States in popularity. No, I'm not a light beer drinker. No, I don't normally buy this kind of stuff. I know I used to not get light beers. I used to be very antagonistic toward light beers. I just didn't get it. Now I have started grasping the concept of light beers in the last 2 or 3 years. So now I can appreciate what they're about. And for a light beer, I've got to give it at least an A-. It's probably more like an A for a light beer. For beer overall, it's a minimum of a B. It is a good beer in general, and it's an excellent light beer in particular. So Les Bon Temps Relais, this is a really top-notch, mass-produced light beer. You can't get around that fact. Let's check out these mushrooms. These are fried mushrooms sprinkled with some sort of white cheese. I'm presuming mozzarella cheese. Let's see what kind of snack this is. They said these are fresh mushrooms, not some frozen thing. As you can imagine, they're fantastic. And I need to come over here and check out their seafood, like shrimp and fish platter. I might bring my little Greater New Orleans restaurant, seafood restaurant review board over here and whole group will check it out. That's most excellent. Hot and packed. We're going to come back to Airline Motors soon enough, and we're going to go into the kitchen. We're going to look at some dishes being prepared. So look forward to that. We're going to review a Vita Amber on draft, which I've never done, and Blue Moon on draft, which I've never done. Y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana, to LaPlace, and check out Airline Motors.